How you doing, everybody? Happy Wednesday. Got my Etowanda gear, always repping the E. I wanted to start with a quick announcement. All your grades in Canvas have been inputted. If you see something classified as missing, it doesn't count as a zero. You are getting 40% credit. If you see the word excused, Mr. Jacob, myself, and Mrs. Mora all agreed that there were more than a few students that were out last week, and it would have been very difficult to try to play catch up with the work, so we excused you. But please keep in mind that being excused from an assignment is not just a reason to not do it. Okay, so if you're choosing to not do an assignment, Mr. Jacob or whoever is in the class next week, I believe his name is Mr. Ramirez, will let me know, and then I can classify the assignment as missing. Okay? All right, now let's get to the fun part. We are here to talk about the next story and look both ways. A story that takes place on Bastion Street. And if you notice in the picture, there's a skateboard, a sidewalk, and skating is a big part of this story. The name of the story is called Skitter. There's really two main characters that you need to pay attention to in this story. First is a young lady. Her name is Pia. And the second is a young man. His name is Stevie. And they both have very unfortunate things that they're going through. Which is why, for me, that I find this chapter to be the heaviest, the most difficult to deal with, because there are topics such as bullying, death, domestic violence, and how to get help or to try to make things better when you're feeling pain, deep kinds of pain. When I first read this book, this was the one chapter that I had to take breaks from due to reading. It's just a heavy chapter. It is an important piece in this story of Look Both Ways, because the characters in it, they do appear very briefly in other chapters, which highlights the fact that people we race by every day, in the hallway, at lunch, colleagues, friends, family, whoever, that those people that we pass by and we rarely give a second thought to. Maybe it's the person on the street holding up a sign just asking for a bottle of water. Who knows? They all have stories worth hearing. And that's important to remember. Everyone has a story, and everyone's story is valid. You might not agree with their story, but their lived experience is valid. And ultimately, stories are the things that help us to understand people's actions. The why. Why did they say this? Why did they do this? It is the why, it is the listening to those stories that's hard. So I want you, hopefully, to pay attention to Pia, why she reacts the way she does, why she is so enthusiastic about skating. Skating is her thing, man. Skating is a way of life for Pia. And then I want you to pay attention to Stevie and how Stevie's treated. And what would you do in Stevie's situation? Would you resort to violence? Well, what if you were easily picked on? If you saw someone treating Stevie the way that he's treated in this story, what would you do? It's important to think about these things because you are students at a high school, a big high school, and not everyone is being treated kindly. It's an unfortunate part of school. And so what would you do? So there are 7 reading questions and 2 discussion questions. Each of the reading questions is worth 1 point. So as long as you answer those, okay, again, I'm not checking spelling, the grammar, just answer the question, you get 7 points. The discussion questions are worth 1.5, okay? 1.5 times 2 is 3 points. 7 plus 3 is 10, okay? So if you only answer the reading questions, 1 through 7, the best score you could get is 7 out of 10, or a 70%, which is a solid C, okay? All right, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you had a wonderful Labor Day weekend. I will see you, man, down the road soon, but next week with a video. All right, everybody. Peace.